In fact, I'm going to take it across to Dinesh Khara, Chairman at SBI. He's addressing the media after their earnings.
Has seen a growth of about 6.02%. But if we include the investment book as well, which actually is a flavor for many of the corporates, the growth will come around 8%. Credit growth in retail is back to pre-COVID-19 levels. First segment, retail advances have grown by almost about 100,000 crore on a YOY basis. The collection efficiency stands at 97.5% for us. Digital customer onboarding is at about 38% as far as our retail assets goes. And 17% of the liability customers have been added through the digital channels. We have successfully raised 19,000, almost about 20,000 crore in Tier 2 and 81 and have set the new benchmark. As far as 81 market is concerned, and also when it comes to the spread for Tier 2 bonds also. Our capital adequacy ratio has improved to 14.72%. The Tier 1 stands at 11.9% and Tier 2 is 2.82%. When it comes to some of our key operating parameters, the NII stands at 28,181 crores. 28,181 crores. Operating profit stands at 16,460 crores. Our domestic NIM stands at 3.34%. The net profit at 4,574 crores. We have made a total COVID provisions of 7,091 crores. 3,800 crores we had already provided till the last quarter ending. 4,083 crores we have provided in this quarter. We have already received the restructuring request worth about 6,495 crores. And for that, we have provided another 650 crores in the current quarter numbers. Additional pro forma slippages which we have reckoned are about 14,388 crores. We will give a very clear color as far as what these additional pro forma slippages are. I would also like to mention that these additional pro forma slippages are as on 30th of September 2020. If we account for the pullback which we have seen in the subsequent month, in the month of October, we have actually pulled back about 6,000 odd crore worth of advances. And if we reckon our gross NPA number on a standalone basis, it is at 5.28%, and on net NPA number is at 1.58%. With the pro forma slippages, it stands at 5.88% and 2.08%. But if we reckon the pullback which you have seen in the month of October, it is at 5.63% and 1.82% respectively. Our PCR stands at 88.19%, and corporate PCR excluding OCA is at 88.30%. So these are the broad highlights when it comes to the performance as on September quarter. The presentation has already been uploaded. The format, maybe I will leave it to the participants. How would they like to take it forward? Would you like to run us the presentation, or would you like to straight away go to the question answers?
We'll take questions. So we'll take questions one by one. May I request each one of you to raise your hands and stick to one question at a time so that we can accommodate more and more questions. In the meeting, start. Question from Nupur Anand, Reuters. Nupur, please go ahead.
questions. One is on the restructuring requests. If you can give some color on retail and corporate. And the other bit is on credit growth. You said that retail is back. So if you can give a color on where exactly, which segments you're seeing the retail growth, and something on the corporate book as well, because a few private sector banks have seen a good amount of growth on the corporate side as well. So how is SBI looking at that?
Yes, as far as retail book is concerned, we are seeing good amount of traction in home loan, and also we are seeing, in fact, as far as home loans are concerned, our sanctions have gone up by about 29% on a YOY basis in the month of September. In disbursements, of course, there's always a lag in home loans, and it has gone up by about 12% as on September 20. Whereas in case of auto loans, we have seen the growth of about 29% in sanctions as on September 20, and in disbursements it stands at 27%. In personal loans, our sanctions have gone up by about 55%, and in disbursements it stands at about 61% on a YOY basis, YOY growth. So that's where when it comes to the retail book. Also, when it comes to corporate book, we do see some sanctions, but when it comes to availment, we have yet to see the availment process. That also I would like to mention that I think perhaps it could be partly on account of the visibility of demand. And as and when there's a demand, once the sanctions are in place, maybe the corporates would be in a position to avail. But we do see some, as far as the public sector entities are concerned, we are seeing some kind of visibility in terms of additional sanctions and incremental sanctions. I think there also, as far as the term loans are concerned, there's always a lag between the sanctions and the disbursements. So hopefully we'll get to see some kind of a growth in the coming quarters in the corporate book. When it comes to the slippages, as far as additional pro forma slippages, which you have mentioned, of 14,388 crores, this actually has got, if at all these are but for Honorable Supreme Court interim order. As of now, we are not permitted to stamp any of our NPA account. So we have actually done this kind of assessment through one of the intermediary structure which we have created for identifying the stress in these accounts. And as I was mentioning that out of this 14,388 crore worth of accounts, we have actually pulled back about 6,000 crores. And when it comes to the slippages in various sectors, I would like to mention that the fresh slippages which you have seen are more in agri sector, and also followed by that is a SME sector. But in SME, we have been successful in pulling back to a greater extent. The corporate slippages have come down significantly. If we compare, as compared to first half of financial year 20, the corporate slippages were 8,593 crores, whereas in the first half of financial year 21, it is only at 1,232 crores. In per segment also, in the first half of 20, it was at 3,086 crores, whereas it is at 2,159 crores as far as the first half of 21 is concerned. Agri, of course, has seen an increase. It was 7,317 crores in first half of 20. It stands at 9,513 crores in the first half of 21.
On an aggregate basis.
But on an aggregate basis, if we really look at it, the fresh slippages in the first half of 20 were 25,000 crores, and it stands at about 20,781 crores in first half of 21.
Line number 34 as per.
So I had asked you on restructuring, if you give some info on that.
So restructuring, as of now, we have received the request for 6,495 crores. And the book is restructuring. Do you have that?
I'll just spell it out. Out of this 6,400, 2,400 is coming from the retail book, 4,000 from the corporate book. And out of this 2,400 in the retail book, we have predominantly MSME. The retail per se, personal loans, only 2,600 people have given the application for restructuring. And in the home loans, only 4,291 people have given for the application for restructuring. So together, personal loan and home loan constitute around 1,300 crores. And the rest is mainly coming from the MSME book. 35,000 MSME customers have asked for the restructuring. In case of corporates, number, we have any corporate number?
Corporates, we have received requests from 42. None of them are large, and they account for about 4,000 crores or so.
Yeah.
Thank